I see you was locked up. How long you was locked up?
Shit, I did 36 months. I was at FCI McDowell. I've been across the world, you hear me? Got locked up for 18 USC conspiracy that involved switches. I was gonna bring my paperwork, but I was rushing. So, you know, we do another interview, you and me, I got you. Bring the paperwork.
After being found guilty of unlawful possession of a machine gun, also known as a switch, CHV TopSoulja, real name Isreal Marqell Stevens, was recently released after serving 36 months in federal prison. In 2022, the Uptown DC rapper was considered one of the next up out of the DMV before his legal trouble caught up to him, forcing him to sit down for the last 3 years. A closer look at the paperwork reveals the complete picture of the Northwest DC rapper's case and how his own social media posts and text messages were ultimately his downfall. The United States of America versus Isreal Marqell Stevens. The United States of America, by its attorney, the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, respectfully submits this memorandum in aid of sentencing. As set forth below, the government respectfully requests that the court sentence the defendant, Isreal Marqell Stevens, to 37 months of incarceration and 3 years of supervised release. In support of this sentence, the government states the following. On June 27, 2023, the defendant pled guilty to count 1 of the superseding information charging the defendant with unlawful possession of a machine gun, in violation of 18 USC 922. After the defendant entered his guilty plea here, and while pending sentencing, he engaged in narcotics use while incarcerated at the DC jail on September 19, 2022. As described in page 68 of the PSR, the defendant reported using heroin during his period of incarceration and stated that he enjoys using drugs and getting high. The PSR reports further that the defendant acknowledged using several illicit substances while incarcerated. On December 15, 2021, representatives of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms, ATF, met with the Metropolitan Police Department, MPD, 3rd District in reference to the ongoing violence in the 3rd District, specifically Police Service Area 304. ATF thereafter began investigating violent offenders and firearms traffickers in the Columbia Heights Village area of Northwest Washington, D.C., including those involved in the installation or distribution of illegal converter switches, which render semi-automatic Glock handguns, or similarly styled firearms, fully automatic and are considered machine guns under federal law. During the course of the investigation, ATF learned of Isreal Stevens, defendant, as an affiliate of a crew associated with illegal firearms that frequents the Columbia Heights Village Apartments at 2900 14th Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. On February 8, 2022, MPD officers in the 3rd District were patrolling the Columbia Heights Village area of Washington, D.C., CCN 22-018-514. While patrolling the area, an MPD police officer observed defendant, with 2 other individuals gathered around a vehicle. The officer stopped near Stevens and the 2 individuals to speak with them. Upon doing so, defendant took unprovoked flight from the officer. The MPD officer exited their vehicle and gave chase to defendant. During the chase, defendant Stevens threw a firearm he was carrying. The firearm was a personally manufactured 9mm polymer 80 firearm, black in color, bearing no serial number. The firearm had a converter switch affixed to the rear of the slide. This attachment, commonly referred to as a Glock switch or converter switch, is an illegal device that allows a conventional semi-automatic Glock pistol to function as a fully automatic firearm. The switch is classified as a machine gun under federal law. The firearm contained 1 round of 9mm ammunition in the chamber and 21 9mm rounds in the magazine. The officer heard the firearm hit the ground. The officer stopped chasing the defendant at the sound of the firearm hitting the ground and recovered defendant's 9mm polymer 80 firearm with machine gun converter switch, magazine, and 9mm ammunition on the pavement in defendant's flight path. After the defendant threw the firearm, he sent text messages to at least 5 known associates admitting that he had thrown his firearm and his converter switch. In one exchange with a telephone number ending 8642, the defendant admitted he had thrown the firearm, writing, "I lost switch." He went on to say that law enforcement had hopped out on defendant and "I threw it." Defendant further stated, "They found it too." In a second exchange admitting he had thrown his firearm, defendant wrote to telephone number ending 1552 that he had fumbled his dog, using the slang term dog in reference to his firearm. In a third exchange admitting he had thrown his firearm, defendant wrote to telephone number ending 1392 that law enforcement was out in front of his house. "Looking for me, lost doggy?" Again, defendant used the slang term doggy in reference to his firearm. In a fourth exchange admitting he had thrown his firearm, defendant wrote to telephone number ending 4543 that law enforcement had chased him, that he had lost his dog, again in reference to his firearm, and that law enforcement had "see me throw the dog," again using the term dog in reference to his firearm. In a fifth exchange admitting he had thrown his firearm, defendant wrote to telephone number ending 3157 that law enforcement had seized his stick, using the term stick to reference his thrown firearm. An arrest warrant was subsequently issued for defendant for carrying a pistol without a license, CPWL, stemming from the February 8, 2022, firearm recovery. On March 17, 2022, MPD officers arrested defendant on the outstanding arrest warrant in the Columbia Heights Village area of Northwest Washington, D.C. Defendant was searched incident to arrest and found in possession of a baby bottle containing a purple liquid of promethazine and codeine, a Schedule 5 controlled substance. On March 25, 2022, MPD officers of the 3rd District were contacted by special police officers working for the Columbia Heights Village Property Management. Officers were informed that defendant had been detained by special police's officers for being on private property after being barred from the property. Defendant was arrested for unlawful entry. A cell phone was seized from defendant during a search incident to arrest. Evidence on defendant Stephen's cell phone indicates that defendant is involved in buying and selling firearms, including illegal machine gun switches. In one exchange, defendant was offered illegal conversion switches for sale at a reduced cost if multiple illegal switches were purchased. Defendant shared this information with other known associates. Defendant and the seller later rendezvoused. In another instance, defendant connected an illegal firearms dealer with a potential firearms purchaser. On June 23, 2022, MPD observed defendant conducting a hand-to-hand transaction with another individual in the Columbia Heights neighborhood of Northwest Washington, D.C. Defendant and the individual were stopped and a green leafy substance consistent with marijuana was recovered. A search of defendant incident to arrest uncovered a prescription pill bottle containing 58 oxycodone pills. The prescription pill bottle was made out to another individual with last name Anderson. The USAO and ATF further reviewed the defendant's cell phone as part of an ongoing criminal investigation into the CHV crew's criminal activities. In doing so, the government observed evidence of varying crimes committed by the defendant in furtherance of narcotics trafficking, illegal possession of firearms, and fraud. For instance, in a screenshot saved on defendant's cell phone, the government observed a conversation wherein the defendant seems to recruit a 13-year-old to sell narcotics. The 13-year-old, Juvenile, responds to an Instagram story wherein the defendant posts a picture of a large bag of marijuana. The conversation is as follows. Juvenile says, "Top soldier, am trying to make some money, I'm a youngin' too. 13 years old." Stevens responds, "Hit me on tele." Juvenile responds, "Okay, let me download it back right now. To be honest, it don't matter how you want me to, if you need me bag ends, or what, no hot SHHH 100. In the above conversation, a juvenile reaches out to the defendant once he posts a picture of marijuana. The juvenile then offers to work for the defendant, and the defendant loves the comment and instructs the juvenile to reach out to him using an encrypted chat, seemingly in order to hide his activity from law enforcement. In another image found on the defendant's cell phone, he is seen holding a firearm with the words, "We banging CHV." In another conversation, the defendant is asked how many more money orders he can get and seemingly utilizes someone's personal information to commit bank fraud. Additionally, the defendant had numerous pictures of checks throughout his phone and how to files saved that indicate his participation in fraudulent activity. The above pictures show a conversation regarding money orders and various pictures of checks that are not in the defendant's name. The identities and account numbers on the checks have been redacted to protect the identities of potential victims. The above picture shows several files describing how to commit various criminal acts with several financial entities. The above picture shows a message between the defendant and another individual, wherein the defendant appears to be committing bank and wire fraud by creating a fraudulent account for the purpose of depositing a bad check. The above picture shows a screenshot on the defendant's phone indicating a bad check was deposited into an account, and then an attempt was made to immediately transfer the money to another account. The CHV TopSoulja story.
Telling is at an all-time high, man. This shit crazy, man. I know people that realize to keep their family out of trouble, keep their family from going to jail, they gonna tell. I know people that's gonna do anything to make sure they don't go to jail or make sure that everything is good on their behalf. This shit is fucked up. And they still be around telling like, they still infiltrating. They still moving around niggas. Telling like shit, man. It's for self, man. The streets fucked up. The streets washed up. Man, go get you a 9 to 5, man, and stay out the way, man. That's what it is, man. Loyalty is not in fact no more. Snitching is the new loyalty, man. They telling on people at all time, man. Stay safe. The crazy thing about it, niggas be having snitching allegation on their name. Niggas been snitching. Niggas been telling since 09. Confidential informants, CIs. That's what I'm saying. Like, niggas been telling. This shit been going on. It just nigga put on that two-face, man. I know a lot of niggas in the hood that had snitching allegations on them. And it was true. They telling. Nigga can't come around me unless you got your PSI. Straight up. And that's just that. Like, niggas telling like, I don't want nobody around me that I know for a fact gonna tell on me, or for a fact, a cold rat. It's killer rats now, and they disguising themselves. It's different now. It's no more old law. It's no more loyalty. It's done. Straight up, boy, back out here. You know what the fuck going on, man?
This might be 40 right here. This might be 60.
Excuse me. And we about to drag this summer. Excuse me. Make sure they, yeah. Make sure they, yeah. Make sure they good, go out, we out here. Nigga know what time it is, man. That nigga want me chasing. Yeah, go out. Yeah. Get back to the homeless. Hey, Kai.
I love to see it. I love to see it.
Yeah, no cap.
Yeah, Top.
Oh, got that juice, mixed that with that tooth. That's my dirty juice. I got that 40 with the fucking scope. You gon' run the suit, and you know I don't play no game. Got money like I gon' run a zoo. You don't want this fucking smoke. We stay on 1-4. We got good. We got 44. We kick down doors. We hit you with the scope. Now you fucking go.
Me a check.
Damn.
You need to go chase you a check.
Damn.
Gotta go chase me a check. Hey, gotta go chase me a check. Now get your ass wet.
Damn.
I said he should've wore a vest.
Damn.
Cause I'ma hit him with that tech.
Damn.
Tech 9, get you wet.
Damn.
Got my hitters in the back.
Damn.
Fuck around with some wags.
Damn.
1-4, we got cash. These Drake, you some bitch niggas. You talking shit, they counterfeit. What the fuck is wrong with them bitch niggas? Damn. Shit get real on my block, nigga. Don't live OCG. Review toting Glocks, nigga.
Fuck them niggas, man.
Do this shit, gang shit. Oh yeah, you bad, bro. I'm bitch.
I'm gonna go in a little bit.
You got this, fuck 7 niggas.
Fuck on 7. Fuck on 7.
Stop bluffing. Stop bluffing.